Hey everybody, this is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football, and I've got another start and sit video. This is going to be your tight end edition for week 4. Again, this is going to be based off of PPR. You can also use this for half PPR if you've got that as well. But this will be for some good start and sits for you this upcoming week. A lot of these games have been a little tough when it comes to the tight end position. I think there's really only like 2 tight ends that have been very consistent. So this is the hardest position, I think, in fantasy as far as getting the right players in the right matchups, right? So these are going to be your obvious picks here. I'm not going to make this very long. I've got 3 tight ends that are obvious picks. You've got Kelsey, Kittle, and Waller. Those 3 should always be starting for you. There's no reason to ever sit them. Yes, could one of them have a bad game? Absolutely. That's kind of how it works with a tight end. But these are your 3 obvious, okay? Now, as far as some good starts, I do have Noah Fant as the first option. Now, Noah Fant did struggle, obviously, last week, but he is playing against the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens are allowing the 32nd most yards to the tight end at 93 yards a game. They're also allowing 20.6 points to the tight end, which is 32nd in the NFL. So if this is going to be a time for Noah Fant to show up, this is the week against Baltimore. And I think there will be a back and forth game, so I do expect Fant to have anywhere from 5 to 6 catches, and I do expect a touchdown out of him, so I do like him a lot. The next guy I have is another good start is Dallas Goedert. Look, I had him last week. He did fairly well. Ertz also had a good game. Goddard playing against the Chiefs. The Chiefs are allowing the 28th most yards, which at 77 yards a game, and they're allowing 13.1 points to the tight end, which is 21st in the NFL. Chiefs are not the normal Chiefs that they have been. They've been struggling a little bit, some turnovers here and there. I don't think the Eagles are going to be crushing the Chiefs, but I do think the Eagles will keep it somewhat close. And what I mean by that is I think they're maybe be down a touchdown or 2. I do think the Chiefs are going to be a little upset, but I do like Goddard really going to be the guy to show up because I think Goddard, look, they're going to play behind. I think Hurts loves Goddard in the middle. A lot of those RPOs, those play actions, with Hurts jumping off the edge, running. I like Hurts throwing the ball to Goddard a lot. I think he's going to get you anywhere from 5 to 8 catches in this game. I do like that for him. Now, the last guy I have as a good start is going to be Dawson Knox. And I'm not jumping on the Knox bandwagon per se, but what I like about Knox is the matchup. He did well last week. That Bills offense is looking really good, and they're spreading that ball around. If you look at the game, Josh Allen is just throwing it to whoever is open. He's playing very smart. Knox is going against the Texans. The Texans are allowing 76 yards to the tight end, which is 27th in the NFL, and they're also allowing 18.9 yards, points, which is 29th in the NFL. That's a lot of points. I'm not saying Dawson Knox is going to have 18 points, but I do expect a touchdown. I do think there's going to be some red zone action for him. I do see him getting 4 to 5 catches and a touchdown. He's going to get you about 11 to 15 points for a tight end, and that's a great starting tight end. Now, if he gets you more, great, but I think that's going to be about where he's going to be at. I do like him a lot. Now, as far as some sits go, first guy I have is Tyler Higbee. Higbee's going against the Cardinals. The Cardinals are allowing only 16 yards to the tight end, which is 3rd in the NFL, and they're only allowing 4.3 points to the tight end, which is 4th in the NFL. That says enough right there. Look, there's no need for Higbee to be a good start this week, and part of that has to do with the fact that I think Woods actually shows up finally in this game. I think this is the game he turns it around. I didn't have him at a good start, but I do think this is going to be one that he turns it around. You've got Cooper Kupp. Henderson is back, hopefully this week. There's just too many weapons that Higbee's kind of an afterthought, unfortunately, especially against this defense. Now, the next guy I have is a sit, and people are going to give me a hard time. It's going to be Gronk, and I'm okay with getting that hard time. They're going against the Patriots. Patriots are allowing 9 yards to the tight end, which is first. Understand, 9 yards. That's the average, 9 yards. Now, do I think Gronk might try to show off a little bit? Absolutely. I think he'll get more than 9 yards, but I don't think he's going to wow anybody. I think, look, you've got Bill Belichick who knows Rob Gronkowski. He knows Tom Brady. Can he stop them? No. Can he slow them down? Yes. And the Patriots are only allowing 2.2 points to the tight end, which is 1st in the NFL. That Patriots defense is actually really good. I think they're getting underrated because the record doesn't show it, but I do like the Patriots defense more so than I like Rob Gronkowski. Last guy I have is a sit, and this is somebody I did recommend as a good pickup off of waivers, and I still recommend getting him, but I don't like Gesicki this week against the Colts. Colts are allowing 34 yards to the tight end, which is 7th in the NFL. They're only allowing 9.1 points, which is 10th in the NFL. Now, one thing I will give Gesicki is that I do like him going into the waivers because of what Brissett. Brissett's going to be more of a tight end passing quarterback than I would say Tua was. Not to say that may not change in the future. Obviously, when Tua's back, we'll see how Gesicki performs. But I like Gesicki and the Brissett option. I do like him a lot. Just not this week. I just think the matchup's a little tough. You've got a Darius Leonard, covering the tight end. I like their safeties. And, the Indianapolis, their defense is still pretty good. Not amazing like they were last year, but I do like the Colts defense over Gesicki. Now, look, sleepers can be a little challenging. My first sleeper I've got is Logan Thomas. Logan Thomas going against the Falcons. Falcons are allowing 58 yards to the tight end, which is 21st in the NFL. And they're allowing 16.1 points, which is 26th in the NFL. So this is a good matchup. Obviously, it kind of depends on how Heineke's going to play. Heineke's kind of been going more towards the receiver. Logan Thomas had a decent game last week. Nothing super, but I do like him as a good sleeper option if you're looking to kind of, whether he's available or maybe just have him on your team and you need to start him. I do feel comfortable about starting him, not putting anybody else in. And the last guy I have as a sleeper is going to be Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts going against Washington. Washington's allowing 52 yards to the tight end, which is 18th in the NFL, and they're allowing 12.6 points, which is 18th in the NFL. So both tight ends in this game, Washington versus Atlanta, is a good matchup. I think Pitts is seeing the targets. He has not necessarily converted those targets into catches, but he is seeing targets and he's seeing red zone targets. I think he's seen the 5th most red zone targets so far in this league. And that's a big thing. And I think those are going to eventually turn into touchdowns. So I like Pitts a lot this week. He's definitely a guy who's going to, I think, eventually turn into a must start every week. But I do have him as a good sleeper. So those are your start and sits for the tight end position. Obviously, there's other players out there that I didn't mention, like a Mark Andrews, things like that. And look, I don't have him a good start. I don't have him necessarily as a sit. They're kind of one of those players that you just have to play. But these are some guys that I do recommend as good starts, and these are guys I absolutely do not feel comfortable playing in my lineup unless I really absolutely have to, but I think you can find some better options out there. All right. Hopefully this information has been very informative. Hopefully it helps you out with kind of figuring out who you really should start this week or sit, and it's really helpful for you. If you guys are new to the channel and this has greatly helped you, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you guys are notified every time we drop a video just like this. Also, hit that like button. It really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. It shows the support that we're looking for, and look, I love it. Every time I see those like buttons, I love it. Also, if you have questions for waivers, or maybe questions for your lineups, or questions for trades that have been offered to you, or you're wanting to offer, make sure you hit us up in the comments down below, or follow us on our socials. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. You can hit us up in the DMs, or just tag us on our timelines. We'll gladly help answer any questions you guys have. We're here to help you guys get some dubs, get you some wins, get you to a championship this year. All right. So week 4 is in the books. Let's get those games started, and let's check out next.